Reality Receipts.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Reality Receipts podcast starring me, Storytime with Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley. We're back to talk about Tell Me Lies. We told you we would keep recapping it since we did our deep dive last week on it, which was tricky, okay? Because it was a lot to recap. I mean, we talked about all 3 seasons at once, and we were really trying to get into like the background of it all and the tea and who's dating who. And we did like a very quick recap, which some of you pointed out we did miss a few things because I totally forgot that.
But it wasn't a full recap.
No,
That was the
not like
thing, is
today.
it wasn't a full recap.
Yes. We forgot that Steven had deleted his messages and Macy's phone. Like, there's so much happening in that show
Yeah.
that it's almost impossible in one sitting to remember it all. And I've noticed when I look on like Reddit to see what people's opinions are and what they're thinking, every post is literally like, well, what about this? And then the comments are like, no, you forgot this and this and this. And it's like, it's
Yeah.
so intertwined. And I almost got my husband to watch it with me last night, but it didn't come out last night here. It came out today. It came
Oh,
out last night for you, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think Disney Plus in other countries, it's still midnight. So I thought I could watch it at 9, but before I put it on, I was like telling him, I was trying to tell him what's happened in the
The
previous
lore.
couple episodes. Yeah. And he was like, so then I made him watch the recap and he's like, I still don't know what's happening. So
It's
so
very,
much.
I guess it's like, because I watched the other 2 seasons so long ago that I
Mm,
forget what happened, but there is so much lore, there's so many characters, there's so many little things within each
yes.
character that is a big deal, like, that all feeds
Mhm.
into this bigger picture, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I think we're obviously still gonna keep doing our deep dives, but I think when we do a deep dive from now on, we'll skip the recap part because if you're coming to our deep dive, you probably have already watched the show. You know what happens on the show. The whole
Right.
point of the deep dive is like the extra stuff. If you never Googled the show, you wouldn't know all the little bits and pieces. So, we're still learning the deep dives and how deep we want to go because really you could do like a 6-hour deep dive on this show. There's so much happening. So
Literally, we could have been talking for days just
mhm.
about season 1, you know?
Literally. Yeah, it was very hard to rapidly recap it. But before we talk Tell Me Lies, we were going to do a little pop culture receipt report because there's so much happening in pop culture in the last couple of days, and we never have a time to talk about that with you guys. And so we thought if you're interested, we'll start doing that as well because the theme of 2026 is no sleep. We're just going to see how many new things we can add because we got other surprises coming too. So we're like 5 days a week isn't enough.
Elevate. It's got to elevate. There's levels to this, you know?
By the time we get to 2030, we're literally just going to be live streaming 24/7. We just won't
Yeah.
sleep. We'll be here. So we never run out of things to talk about. So did you hear about this? Brooklyn Beckham, Victoria Beckham.
So I've been seeing so many people post videos on it. I've been seeing it's all over social media, but I have no idea what the hell's going on because it's
Mhm.
just not a story that I would stop me in my tracks to
Yeah.
like figure out what's happening. So give me the lore.
Well, apparently there's been rumors that they have not gotten along for a long time. So Brooklyn is married to Nicola Peltz, I think you say it. She's like an actress. Her dad is a billionaire. So there's been rumblings of fighting between them all for a while, starting with their wedding. And then recently, I think people thought that the whole family had unfollowed Brooklyn, but then they came out and said, no, he blocked all of us. So everyone knew that the fights were escalating. Like they're not speaking, the family is not speaking to him because they have 3 other kids. They have 2 other boys and a girl, and they all apparently were blocked by Brooklyn. And so, did you watch the documentaries, David and Victorious?
Yes, I did watch.
Oh, you watched both?
Yeah, no, I watched one, the one that's on Netflix.
I think they're both on there. I only watched David's.
Yes,
I don't
I
know why,
watched
but
him. Yeah, I watched his. I didn't watch hers.
okay, same with me. I don't know why I love a sports documentary. I don't even like sports, but
I
did
didn't
you
even
ever?
know she had one, and I was a massive Spice Girls fan. I mean, massive. Like, when I was little, like, the way that I'm a fan of Justin Timberlake, I was a fan of the Spice Girls. Like, loved them down, okay? So
I That was the first CD I ever bought was Spice Girls. I remember on
Yeah.
my birthday, we went to Vancouver, and I think there was, like, a Virgin record store
Yep.
or something, and,
Mm.
I'm like, "Pick a CD for my birthday," and I didn't know what to get, and had never heard of the Spice Girls, but I saw that it was, like, being advertised as a big CD, so I'm like, "Alright, I'll get that," and then I was, like, the most popular girl in school because I had the Spice Girls CD and no one else had it, so every
Oh,
party was like,
hello.
"Bring your Spice Girls CD." Anyway, I'm dating myself, but
I'm dating myself. I used to like I literally Spice Girls was the first concert I've ever been to. I used to me and my friends in elementary school used to
Mm,
dress up as the Spice Girls. I was Scary Spice, of course, and
nice.
perform at birthday parties. So
Wha
I
I
used
love
to
it.
literally think I was Scary Spice. Like I legit thought I was Scary Spice. So
I don't understand why they call her Scary Spice because she, like, stuck her tongue out one time, like, there's nothing scary about her, right?
yeah, nowadays, that would be very problematic to call her
Very,
Scary Spice,
very.
and it's because of her hair, right? And because she stuck her tongue out and she
Yeah.
wore cheetah print, it's like she's supposed to
Mhm.
now that I look at it, it's so problematic, like, okay, because
So
she's wearing
many
her natural hair out and she's black and she's what, you guys have her dressing like an animal? Like, but it's like,
not good.
that's supposed to be Scary Baby Spice because she wears pigtails. Fucking
That's
Ginger
creepy
Spice
too.
because yeah, Ginger Spice because she's a redhead. Like Sporty Spice because you guys have her dressing up in sports gear.
Yeah.
Like it's very problematic. They would never survive in 2026
No,
if
they
they
coulda
came
put a
out.
little
But
more thought into the nicknames, I feel like. They could have come up with something better than Baby Scary, right?
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
I've
but
heard that her documentary is really good, so I just haven't gotten around to that one. I
yeah.
think yeah, because I had just watched David, so I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna be, like, all the same stuff, but what vibe did you get from watching that? I had a good vibe. I thought they
Me
seemed like a
too.
good family, yeah.
Yeah, same,
So,
same. And so
very
that's why when I seen all of this, I was like, what is this lore? Like, what is even happening here? I thought, yeah, everything was
okay,
all
well,
good.
the did you read the story that he posted yesterday?
The sun?
Yeah.
No, read it to me.
Okay, I'll read it quickly. If you've already heard it, then you can just like skip ahead. Also, I listen to all the podcasts I listen to on like 1.2 speed. I don't know if you do that. Oh, you don't really listen to podcasts, do you?
But when I do have to listen to one, even if I'm recapping it, I listen to it
Mhm.
on a faster speed.
Yeah, I know. I think it's so good. Although once in a while I'll come across a podcast that you can't do that with because they already speak so fast
Yeah,
that it
yeah.
I don't think I speak that fast though. But I also, if I post a clip when it's at 1.2, I forget that people don't know that, and you get comments of like, "What's wrong?" Like I think once it was Brittany from the Valley. They're like, "What's wrong with her? Is she on speed or something? Like, why does she sound so weird?" I'm like, it's sped up. Anyways, okay,
Anyways,
I'll read it quickly. He said, I have been silent for years and made every effort to keep these matters private. Unfortunately, my parents and their team have continued to go to the press, leaving me with no choice but to speak for myself and tell the truth about only some of the lies that have been printed. I do not want to reconcile with my family. I'm not being controlled. They say his wife controls him. I'm
mm,
standing up for myself for the first time in my life. For my entire life, my parents have controlled narratives in the press about our family. The performative social media posts, family events, and inauthentic relationships have been a fixture of my life since I was born. Recently, I have seen with my own eyes the lengths that they'll go through to place countless lies in the media, mostly at the expense of innocent people to preserve their own facade. But I believe the truth always comes out. This
so
is pretty bad.
basically, you said your parents are some fake ass bitches and they're faking their whole entire life. That's
Yes.
what
So
I heard. Okay.
yeah, he went on to say basically his mom canceled on making his wife's wedding dress at the 11th hour, and that his mom said that they were evil because they decided to each have their nannies at their table at their wedding, but the parents were at a separate table. But the nannies didn't have husbands; they're just alone, and so the parents had they're in a couple, so they thought they should be alone. I don't know. I could see how a parent might be hurt about that, but also if your nanny is that close to you to have at your wedding, that's they obviously were like another parent to you, basically,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oh,
So
the nanny that brought them up, not the
yeah,
nanny to their children.
no, yes, at their wedding
Mm.
table and not their own parents, but their nannies.
Mm.
Yeah,
Ooh, that
I
would
see why.
sting. That would
Yeah,
sting. That would sting as a
totally.
parent, but it's also like it stings as a parent, right? Because you're
Mhm,
not only saying that you have more love and respect for this nanny than you do my parents, but that's your doing, right? Because
mhm,
you weren't present as a parent and you put this nanny as a
mhm.
primary, caretaker in our household, and now this is the result. Like, I
Yeah,
love this person. This is like a second parent
mhm.
to me, more so than my.
Yeah, and especially if that
Okay.
nanny was there your whole life. I mean, to
Yeah.
be at your wedding, it's very clear that they'd be close. So, I think as a because I do wonder this sometimes when I see, like, say, Kim Kardashian or something, like, obviously, they have these amazing careers, and that's wonderful, but you have to have somebody with your kids, and how hard it must be to find someone you trust and love and that your kids love, and, like, so I think part of you would be so happy that they had this person that clearly there's an amazing relationship, but
Yeah, 100%.
also her.
But I
Right?
also feel like, was there no way to do both? Like, to have, like, why did it have to be either or? Like, why couldn't you have
Yeah.
your nanny and your parents at your table? Like, I think putting them at a whole separate table is a little, especially if you don't have a good relationship with them, it was
Mhm.
intentional.
Yeah, it's definitely it just causes unnecessary drama, right? And I do feel like a lot of this I can totally as somebody who has I'm not overbearing, but I have a mother-in-law who's very traditional, right? And anytime like when we planned our wedding was tricky. When we wanted to go against tradition, that was hard for her. And in I could have fought it, right? I could have put my husband in a bad position and I could have things that maybe I didn't actually care that much about, I could have, like, made a stink over, but sometimes you have to compromise, and you might feel like you shouldn't have to and that the mother-in-law should just give up everything because you're the wife now, and I do think in some situations, mother-in-laws do go too far and they do overstep, right? But
100%.
it's also just in I don't like a lot of conflict in my life, so I just feel like it's easier sometimes to find the things that you do care enough about to fight over and then let some things go, right? So
Right.
it does seem like a lot of that is happening here, where I think his wife is a very strong personality. She's a billionaire. His mom is a very strong personality. And instead of one of them just like letting things go, they're both sticking and he's just constantly put in the middle, right? And so
Yeah.
he's going to choose his wife. And that's what's happening here. He's not going to choose his mom over his wife. That's just not going to happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the
Okay.
funniest part, I'm sure you've seen the videos of the dancing, or have you not?
I've just seen bunch of parodies.
Yeah. So he said, He said, "My mom hijacked my first dance with my wife, which had been planned weeks in advance, to a romantic love song in front of our 500 wedding guests. Mark Anthony called me to the stage where in the schedule was planned to be my romantic dance with my wife, but instead my mom was waiting to dance with me instead. She danced very inappropriately on me in front of everyone. I've never felt more uncomfortable or humiliated in my entire life." Now, the way he's described that does sound terrible, but I always remember there's 2 sides to every story and then the truth, right? So I wanna know, like, what is the
The
actual truth of
dance.
that?
Yeah, did you look up the dance? I know it's somewhere.
I don't think it is. There's no video, but,
Oh.
his brother posted her dancing not on him, but near him at Christmas, and I'm assuming that this is exactly what is similar to what happened maybe,
Yeah.
but this is her dancing on his brother. You see? No, it's mom dancing. It doesn't seem that inappropriate. I don't know how that happens in a wedding dance. They're usually very emotional, sad song or like a loving song. Like I don't know. I need to see the video to
I
see what
need
he's
to
talking
see it.
about.
I need to see it. I need to
But
see it.
people have shared a lot. There's actually a lot of clips of her dancing like that, and even in the documentary, if you remember, there was a little dancing scene, and it seems like just something that she does. So I don't know. It seems like his wife probably got upset about it, and now he's upset about it. But if that's just how she always is,
I need to see the video.
I'm trying to remember too. Like,
Yeah.
does the mother and son dance come before or after the first dance? I think after. So I
After.
get that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
a little weird to do before. Yeah, it
I
seems like
mean, it does seem like a weird moment. Like, if you knew that this time was cut out for him and his wife, it does seem like you're trying to insert yourself. to say,
Mm,
"No, the mother-son dance is more important," but, like, it's like, "Okay, bitch, this is not your fucking wedding." I could
mhm.
definitely see that being annoying, but it's like, yeah, you just wait till the mother-son dance because it's coming.
Yeah. Yeah. So I definitely think I don't know, like, I've seen people post that they're on his side and they're on Victoria Beckham's side, and I do think there are some things where he has a point, like with the dance, but then there's also parts where he's complaining about the name and the social media and all of that, and they as we saw in the documentary, they are so famous, like, beyond, not just your regular celebrity, right? And so as
Yeah.
much as it'd be nice to say they don't have to think about image and they don't have to care about their social media posts or these things, like, I think it's just part of growing up in this family, which has obviously also brought him a lot of opportunities. I guess they supported him doing, like, a photography book and chef and all these, like, endeavors, which I don't know. He's maybe overreacting about some of it, but if she's causing fights with him and his wife, he has to do something about that, I guess. So just seems people have said it's a little tone deaf. You know, you're talking about Mark Anthony pulling you up at your wedding and your wife's wedding dress, and she's literally a billionaire. I guess she had like a much nicer dress made from like Valentino or something, and so
Who just passed away, by the way. Speaking
oh
of
yeah, I saw
pop
that.
culture news.
I'm not sure if that's who actually did the dress, so let me check. But yeah,
Oh,
people are like,
so wait, so Victoria Beckham was supposed to
do the dress,
because
apparently.
she's a
And then
designer? She makes dresses?
you didn't
Why
know that?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know what she's been doing since, spice up her life. I don't know. I
Yeah,
didn't know
no,
she
she's
made
literally the wedding you didn't know this? She
Victoria
has, like
Beckham makes money. I had no idea.
oh, I don't know about the wedding dresses all the time, but I know, like, she's a fashion like, her dresses were, like, a staple in, like, 2008. You don't remember
What's the
those?
name of her line?
I think it's just Victoria Beckham.
Oh, see, no, I didn't know she was a famous designer.
Yes, she's been a designer for a long time,
Oh,
so
okay. All right. So
okay,
that makes
we gotta watch the documentary
so
because
she was supposed to make the dress, and then so now the son is basically alluding to the fact that she didn't make the dress out of spite or like being petty.
yeah. Mhm. And, like, she
Okay.
had to find a new dress at the 11th hour, but then people have said it looked like the designer had said they worked on the dress for a year, so people are like, "What is the 11th hour to you exactly?"
What is the
And
11th hour to you, sir?
and I know there was a lot in the media about, like, their wedding planner. They had a huge fight with their wedding planner, and I think they ended up suing the wedding planner or vice versa, and also people have said she, like, abused her nanny. I hope not the one at the wedding table because that doesn't make sense, but there's been a lot of negative
Maybe
stuff
like
about
her
her.
nanny, like her like do they have any kids?
No, not
Oh,
yet.
okay. So it's like is it overstepping mother-in-law or is it spoiled brat syndrome?
I think
We
it's
have
both, and it's a bad
yeah.
combo,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
I think I mean, I have boys and I can't imagine being a mother-in-law like that, but if you're sort of like making the decisions for the kids their whole life and then all of a sudden someone else steps in that wants to make it seems like he needs to just make some more of his own decisions and like just tell them both. It all seems not that big of a deal when you look at the grand scheme of life. Yes, the dance was bad, but I don't know if it's worth like doing that on social media that like to your own family
Yeah,
is that
like I just
necessary?
feel like in that moment, why wouldn't you be like, "Mom, I'm dancing with my wife first, then we'll do our dance."
Exactly.
What's like these problems? There are people that are dying. You know what I mean? Like Kim, there are people that are
Exactly.
dying. Like, what are we even arguing about right now?
Yeah. Feels like they could have worked it out. Weddings, this is what weddings do. They are very stressful. They cause family fights. People have their mindset that things should be this way and someone else wants it this way. If that's what has caused all of this, I think they all should just apologize to each other and move on. Because once the wedding's over, really nothing to stress about. And
When was this
if
wedding?
it's been a couple years, I think
So
it's been
why
like
the hell is all of this coming up now?
I think the problem is that when people started blocking each other and the public started to get wind of this fight, like he didn't go to his dad's 50th birthday last year. So everyone knows that there's something going on. And then that's where he alluded to like stories being planted in the press, sort of blaming them. It's their fault and blame. So he thinks his parents and their PR are doing that. So now he feels like he has to speak out and defend it. So, which, if
Oh
that is what
god.
they're doing,
Okay.
then I guess they do deserve to have him stand up for himself. But
But if it's not what they're doing, if it's literally just social media and people piecing stuff together and now people are picking up on the story because it's trending, we're
mhm,
talking about stuff that's happened years ago, people. Like, and now we're you
yeah,
guys because somebody's finally putting the pieces together. He thinks it's his parents planting stories. Imagine if it's not, but it could be also, you know?
yeah. And I feel like it just, when you're in the public eye like this, you don't want to give people this fuel, right? They easily could have just said, we don't appreciate the way you act, and maybe we don't want to see you for a while, but like, you don't have to block and your own family, like, not go to the go to the birthday, just say hi, go to the birthday, leave. Like, it just feels dramatic because I know there is people obviously that cut off their parents and don't talk to their parents because of very serious situations, abuse and all of this sort of stuff. And not to
Yeah.
say that his problems are not this serious, but I'm sure people watching the story that have had really hard times with their parents or not been treated well by their parents read this and think like it's not really worth cutting them off forever. Like,
Yeah.
they acted inappropriately at your wedding, but it seems like he had a pretty good life. But then again, you don't know what happens behind closed doors. But the things that he listed do not seem like they need to end the relationship forever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't even have kids yet, though. So we this much fighting over the wedding, just wait till the grandkids come. So maybe this is the right choice.
I don't know. It just definitely seems like that was it. There was nothing else to his message. That was
I
all.
think it was like more, but I think I covered the main points. They got married in April 2022. So we're talking 4 years ago. So I think they all just need to apologize to each other and move on, honestly. That's just
How
silly.
long have they not been talking though?
I don't know if he said that in his thing, but it feels like things started to fall apart after that. They've
Okay.
been on red carpets together within the last couple of years. I feel like they've been trying to kind of make it work publicly, even if behind the scenes they were fighting. So I would say all of this came up very a lot last year with his David's 50th birthday, and they didn't go,
Okay.
and then that's when people were like, something really crazy going on here. So,
Oh, okay.
but in terms of how long they've been fighting, obviously it seems like it started with the wedding,
With the wedding,
but
yeah.
yeah, so that's 4 years ago. I don't know. It might
And
be
the wife
just
hasn't said anything publicly.
no. She's just like holding a gun to his head, like post this on social media. No, I'm just kidding. She didn't do that, but I feel like you know, I, she has not a bad reputation, but people, the whole spoiled brat thing. She's a billionaire. None of that of his posts made Victoria sound good either, so who knows whose fault.
All right. Well, lots of
Oh, wait, it
freaking.
says a wedding guest spoke out about the dance. So let's see what the wedding guest
Okay,
has
let's
to
hear what
say.
this guest has to say. I need to see the dance.
Yeah, someone
Somebody, did they take their phones or something? They must have.
probably.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Cause yeah, why do we not have a clip? Or why would he not just post the clip if you're gonna say it? I mean, if you're gonna say that, you might as well show the proof,
Well,
right?
then you open up a can of worms, right? Because then you have people being like, what the hell? Why would you think this is inappropriate? Or people being like, oh my God, this is so inappropriate.
Yeah, like just let
Let us
us
be the
decide.
deciding factor. Yeah, what'd the wedding guest say?
I'm trying to find it, but it's one of those articles that's like 3,000 ads, but then you can't
Yeah. And
actually
then you
find the
can't,
part.
oh, I hate
But
that.
I see the rest of his statement. There was one other bad thing he said about Victoria. He said, "One time my wife asked for my mom's support to save displaced dogs during the LA fires. My mom refused." So that means they were still speaking a year ago, obviously, and still
Mm.
like trying to make it work. So, but this is where I want the other side of the story, right? Like, did she just flat out refuse, like, no, I'm not helping those dogs, or was there like a valid reason? We
Yeah,
need
we
her
need more
side here,
context,
right?
but I don't imagine that Victoria Beckham's gonna get on the internet and trash her son because that's not gonna make her look good.
Mhm. At the end, he said, "I wake up every morning grateful for the life I chose and have found peace and relief. My wife and I do not want a life shaped by image, press, or manipulation. All we want is peace, privacy, and happiness for us and our future family. So I wonder if she's pregnant or something, and that's why he's sort of like just putting an end to this, knowing things are about to like escalate, or if he just had enough of the stories. I don't know.
Hmm.
But future family things sounded.
Yeah. Oh.
So that's that.
All right.
But if
Well.
you want something funny about it, our friend Gile Slays posted the. Did you see his video? Yeah.
That's what
He
made
posted.
me be like, what is going on with the Beckhams? Like, I literally Googled it. I'm like, what is going on with the Beckhams? Like,
Yeah, my friend has been sending me memes all morning about it, and I sent her Anthony's because I was like, you have to see what Anthony did because he basically just did a parody of her dancing on him, but it was funny. So if you want to
yeah.
laugh, because I feel like it's not as bad as he's saying, but also he knows there's a lot of people at the wedding that could dispute this, so he wouldn't say it if it wasn't partially true, at least, right? But I think she's just bad at dancing. That's what it seems like. She does like the mom shimmy, you know?
The mom shimmy.
She probably thought it was cool and she was being funny, I'm sure, right? But
Yeah, I need
also
to see the dance. I need the wedding guests to start coming forward at this point. Like, I need to be the deciding factor of if this is inappropriate or not.
mhm. Yeah, I just don't think I could ever get up in front of a crowd like that and dance on my child at their wedding. It does feel very inappropriate. But then your parents are David and Victoria Beckham. I would expect things to be weird, right? They're massive celebrities and
Like,
it's just
you're like
weird.
you said, dancing on them versus dancing with them.
Mhm.
Was it a
Like, was it a
slow
funny
dance?
song? Yeah.
Yeah, like, we need context because you can say whatever you want, but, a receipt doesn't lie. We
Yeah, I
need the
agree.
receipt.
So
We need the receipt.
someone at that wedding, please post the video. Okay, other news. Love is Blind news. Ayana from season 2 got married again. Did you see that?
Yes, I did see that. I
Yeah.
seen Natalie posting her speech and just, some content with Ayana. If you guys don't remember, Ayana is the one that married Jared. What season were they
Yeah.
on? 2?
Season 2, yeah.
Season 2, she married Jared, and she was actually Jared's second pick, and everybody was
Mhm.
very surprised that they both said yes because he wanted to propose to somebody else, and then once that other person didn't want, who was the girl he was supposed to propose to? I forgot her name,
And
but
yeah.
Mallory, yeah, he wanted to
Yeah, yeah.
propose to Mallory.
Mhm.
Mallory chose somebody else, so then he proposed to Ayana. Everybody was in an
Mhm.
uproar about it. Obviously, now that we're 10 seasons in, we see that all the time. But everyone's like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, she's his second pick. I'd have never picked him. And they got married and didn't seem very. This is when we used to still get it after the altar. I remember
Yeah, I missed that.
we started seeing some red flags, and after the altar, they didn't seem too happy. And then very
Mhm.
shortly after that, they announced their divorce, and they had quite a messy divorce. She, I think, was accusing him of like
Cheating, I think. Tech.
infidelity and
Mhm.
yeah, and like going out and just not acting like a husband. So she has finally found her Prince Charming and got married over the weekend.
Yeah, his name is Alexander Lewis, and they got married in Chicago on Saturday, the 17th.
All
What
right.
do you think of a winter wedding? Would you do that?
I probably wouldn't do it, but I feel like it could be
Mhm.
beautiful if you like had some snow or some.
Oh, yeah, because you didn't watch Selling Sunset, did you? Back when it was Christine's wedding, they did a winter theme. It was, I mean, they live in the OC, I guess, so it wasn't winter outside, but inside they did snow falling, and she wore a black dress. It was like so beautiful. But
Oh
I feel
my
like the
God.
logistics of the snow, if it was actually snowy outside, would be a pain, right? Your guests are in their heels, you got to wear a jacket,
Yeah.
but better than maybe like sweating, because I know that's a big problem with summer weddings. Everybody's
Faux,
sweating their ass off.
a faux winter wonderland. I mean, I guess winter wonderland's a theme of a
Yeah, I
wedding
think it's pretty.
sometimes. Yeah, it's pretty. It could be really pretty.
I did hear Jared was supposed to be on Perfect Match way back, like right after they got divorced, and then that didn't happen. So I don't know if they decided that maybe divorced Love is Blind people are not a good thing for Perfect Match because it kind of like makes a joke out of the weddings. But I'm sure it would have been controversial to have him. So
Yeah. Haven't heard anything from him. He like
no.
disappeared into the abyss. So
Yep. You never know. They pop up when you least expect it. So
right.
it could happen. Yeah, so good for her.
Oh,
Happy.
other Love is Blind news that I just saw on TikTok. Our AD's ex hard
Oh,
launched a new
no.
relationship. He is
No.
in a relationship. He hard launched a relationship over the
With
weekend
a human?
with a human. Yeah, I don't know her name. I didn't get the details. I saw it. You know, he accused me of blocking him, which I did not, which is how I still see his content. But yeah, he hard launched a girlfriend,
Alright, well, good for him.
which I
Hopefully
guess we had thought he was with Jackie, but I
yeah.
think that ended a while ago. So
Yeah, the only person I remember him being with is Selena Powell, but
yes,
that was short-lived, so
that was very short lived. But yeah,
mhm. I don't see anything on the internet about it, so I don't know if it's made the news yet.
Nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck. I literally saw it on TikTok, and I was like, oh, we were talking about.
Next.
Yeah, like, I was like, "Oh, he has a girlfriend." Whoop-de fucking do. Like, "Oh, well, oh, fucking well." But I thought y'all might care, so
Yeah. Now you know. Oh, and some of our friends did DM us about our Love is Blind Germany reunion. So they said a lot of people in Germany speak English. It's very common that they mix it together. So
oh,
we weren't
okay.
crazy. We did hear a lot of English words, and that's just like common for
Okay.
the vernacular there. They speak German but throw in English sometimes. And that
Okay,
if they all
perfect.
speak English, maybe we could get someone to come and talk to us. So that would be
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I think maybe we can get Wendy. I would like to hear more of her story since we didn't hear shit at the reunion.
We would love to hear more from Wendy. So,
Yeah.
oh, and then I guess the other biggest news of yesterday was Kyle and Amanda announced their separation, which a lot of people have said probably happened a long time ago. I don't know. The timing is, I think, because the season's coming out. I think probably this happened last summer, like, or fall. But video that's going around is that they have no prenup, so people are worried for her because they have Loverboy, the drink brand, but apparently it might not be doing so well, and he's taking a lot of loans out, so that will be her debt too. But who knows? Prenups, I think, are a good idea. She said she regrets not getting one, and so that must mean it's not good for her. So, but we
Yeah.
might do a deep dive on Kyle. Is that what we're gonna do this week?
Let's do it. Yeah, I feel like
Okay,
I mean, I need the
a
lore.
lot.
So yeah.
Okay, so I won't say anything else about their separation. We'll save that for our Kyle Cook deep dive, which will be out on Friday. So,
Yeah.
any other pop culture news tea that you
No,
care to
that's
share?
it. That's all I came across.
Well, should we get into the tell me lies then?
Let's get into it. One episode, so not much, but also so much, you know?
So
Woof.
much.
Yeah.
Every time I see this show, I'm like, what else? Like, what other kind of shenanigans can they get up to? And they always think of something new. Now, I feel like you kind of predicted this with Wrigley and Brie, right? Didn't you say that?
Yes, I said that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I feel like it was quite obvious, right? That's definitely
Mm-hmm.
what they were building that up to ever since their interaction on the bus stop. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
this has never happened. He's never walked her home. They've never really spent any alone time together. And here you are, like, I'm thinking to myself, okay, they're showing us this for a reason. They are spending time for a reason. They clearly had a good time together. This is the
Mm-hmm.
start of something, and we don't know what the hell it was the start of, but we know it's something big because
Mm-hmm.
he said he was in love with her. Like, so it's like something
Yeah.
happened. Something happened. Something happened.
Well, at the very not to jump ahead, but since
Yeah.
we're already talking about Wrigley and Bree, at the very end of the episode, that was Wrigley's phone, obviously, that Steven was looking
Yeah.
through, and
He clocked it. He clocked it. He
yeah.
saw them looking at each other. He saw them staring at each other. Wrigley's
Why were they
looking
being so obvious?
mortified. But again, it's probably not obvious to somebody who doesn't know what the fuck is happening. Like, you would think, oh,
Mhm,
there's no way Wrigley and Bree. But obviously Pippa knew because he said, I'm just trying to pretend like you're the one I'm still in love with. And she said,
mhm,
good plan, good plan. But he's looking fucking distressed, heartbroken, like literally staring at her like,
mhm.
why? So it's like, you think they hooked up the day of the wedding?
Bree and Wrigley?
Yeah, because the phone calls of all of their conversations were the day of the wedding. It said
Yeah.
today, 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 today.
Well, I just don't understand if she's in love with Wrigley, why is she marrying Evan? Do you think she's just has this plan to, like, take his money and then get back with Wrigley, or
I think it's the notebook, right? Like It's the note. Remember, the mom in the Notebook says that this is the guy I was in love with, but I married this guy because he could give me a
Yeah.
stable life. I think it's very obvious that Evan loves Bree and he could just give her a better life. I think that's what it's all
Mhm.
about. Wrigley can't give her that life.
Yeah, she's picking the stability over the love, which
Smart. No, I'm just-
you only say that, like, fuck love.
Smart bitch.
Love love is not gonna pay the mortgage. Love is
Yeah.
not gonna take you on vacation, right? But that's a
Yeah.
very sad way to look at
It is.
life.
It is.
You can
It
find
is. But
both is ideal.
both is ideal, but if you had to pick one or the other, please
Security.
go with security, ladies. Please, y'all both don't want like love. Don't pay the bills. I'm telling you, and it will eventually lead to your divorce.
It's true.
Yeah.
You might as well get something out of it, right? If you marry for love and get divorced, that's just depressing. But if you marry for money and get divorced, at least you got something out of the deal, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like
But
if and you can learn to love. You know what I mean? Like you choose the stability and the love can grow. It can grow. It can grow. What the money can grow too, but I don't know. Wrigley's all on drugs and he's fucked up. I just don't
yeah.
think that seems like a smart choice, you know?
Yeah. I feel like it's probably something more sinister that they're not together. I don't know. Or do you think it's just simply she told Wrigley, like, I gotta marry Evan because he's more secure, or some it's probably other
It's
stuff going
it's
on.
gonna
There's
be
always
like it's definitely gonna be a massive storyline this season. Like
Mhm.
we're obviously going to see their relationship develop. We're gonna
Yeah.
see how they fell in love. Clearly, nobody knows about it. If so, it's never something that was out in the open. Clearly, if
Mhm.
Steven and it's like Steven is just fucking onto them. Now I'm starting to see what a demon Steven is. I know how before I was like, well, what the fuck's wrong with him? Now I'm like, oh my god, he's an evil bitch. But like yeah, we're gonna see it develop, and it's like they're
Mhm.
obviously gonna fall in love. They're obviously gonna have a secret relationship for years upon years upon years, be hooking up.
It's
That's why she said I'm a terrible person because she fucked
yeah.
Wrigley that morning. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's definitely one of the harder parts to believe about this is like so that was what we're seeing is 2009 now and 2015 and the fact that A, Steven wouldn't have found out about it between that time and B, that these people would still be friends after all the diabolical things they did to each other in college. Usually you'd be like, fuck those people. Once you start like your real life, your real jobs, you would not be speaking to these people anymore because it's quite a long stretch. It's not like 2 years. It's like 6 years. So I'm interested to see. I hope this isn't the last season and that we get to figure out more of what the hell has gone on in these 6 years that Wrigley and Bree have been hooking up for 6 years and they couldn't make it work. Like and kept it a secret that long? Like
well,
that's a long
it's
time.
almost seeming like when we're going back to 2009 that Bree and because from what we know they're broken up, Bree and Evan, but we're seeing
Mhm.
them start to get back together. So have
Yeah.
Bree and Evan been together for 6 years and she's also sleeping with Wrigley behind Evan's back? That is what I'm gathering.
And that's a long time to keep up both of these relationships like simultaneously. That's a lot. Like most I don't think people could do an affair for that long. Usually something happens, right?
Mm,
But
mm. I don't know. We about to see, I guess.
yeah, we're
Shit,
about
like
oh, but, we talked about the discourse online about Wrigley, and he's actually really bad, but did this episode change your mind? Because I definitely appreciated his thoughts on Diana's abortion and how he was like, "It's her choice,"
I'm
and why
yeah.
the hell did someone tell Steven? Well, Evan. Why did Evan tell Steven, and why did Molly was it Molly that told Evan?
Molly told Evan, okay,
Insanity.
first of all, we all know that Molly told Evan because she's thirsty and she's thirsty for a
Sure.
connection with Evan. She's trying to
Mhm.
pretend like I'm okay with just being his 11 a.m. booty call, but really you want a connection with him. That's why you're trying to have coffee with him. And now it's like, this is the connection. We can connect on sharing information. So
Mhm.
this is somehow going to bring me and Evan closer together.
Yeah.
You know,
And why
Evan
did
is up Steven's ass right now because,
Yeah.
of what he did. So he's trying to get back in his good graces. So it's like, okay, if I pay for his sister's school, if I start, telling him what's going on, so he thinks I'm
Mhm.
looking out for him, so he thinks that I'm genuinely his friend, everybody's clearly scared of Steven. They're scared of what he's gonna do. So it's like, let me stay in his good graces. Let me tread lightly. If I
Mhm.
share, if he has his own drama going on, he ain't gonna be worried about
Mhm.
me. Or if he has it out for now Diana, then he's gonna get off my ass, you know?
Mhm. And that's this episode made me not like Evan because you know what Steven's like and what he's capable of. So for him to put Diana in that position, I thought was gross, but I didn't
Yeah.
really like Evan that much to begin with, but now I'm
He's
like, "Oh, you really suck." So,
Yeah, he's not really Evan's just kind of there. It's like,
yeah. Sleeping with Lucy and now this, like, and I don't know why Diana told Molly. That was probably a mistake. You know,
uh-huh.
he's in a connection with Steven. And then when Steven confronted Diana, I was like, don't, like, keep letting him think that the breakup was his fault. And don't tell him about your law school. And she did. And so, like, you were so close. You were so close to getting rid of this guy. And now you're back on his target. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Why do you think that they have that awful wig on Diana? Like,
okay. This is so funny because I have wondered about her hair from the first season. I'm like, this just doesn't look right. It doesn't look good. But I didn't know if I can comment on her hair because
yeah.
like I didn't know if that's
I know
appropriate
why
for
they're
me.
doing it. They're doing it because she's supposed to be mixed with black. Because isn't her dad black? Like when we met
Yeah,
her
yeah,
dad,
yeah.
he was black.
Hmm.
So she's supposed to be mixed with black. So they're trying to make her look more black by having her natural hair. I think is like that's
Uh,
supposed to be her natural hair, and it just
hmm.
looks crazy. It's just a bad wig. Like there's other
Yeah.
wigs that could make her like. First of all, you know, if there's a better wig that's a better texture that matches more, but I'm like, they're so obviously trying to make her look mixed
Uh-huh.
that
Well, because I went on her Instagram, right? And
mm,
her hair looks different on Instagram. Like she looks great. And that's
let me
where
see.
I originally was like, why are they making her hair look so crazy
Because they're
on the
trying to
show?
make
I
her
don't,
look mixed. Yeah, they're trying to make her look
okay.
mixed. Let me see her
Cause yeah,
hair on the Instagram.
I'm like, this is her on Instagram.
Okay. Okay, like that looks like her like, and again, why not have
And
her
like this.
hair look like that?
That's what I'm saying,
Like, that's probably
right?
her natural hair. That might be a
Yeah.
little bit of extensions, but it's closer to her natural texture. So they definitely intentionally gave her a super kinky texture, trying
Mhm.
to give her a mixed look. But with the hair you just showed me right now, for those of you guys who are listening that aren't like, it's more of a curly texture that's of a biracial person, you know what I mean? And it looks
Mhm.
great, and I think it still would have given what they were going for, is that she's biracial.
Yeah.
So I don't know
Yeah, that's
why they
why
put this super kinky wig on her. I'm like, this looks horrible.
yeah, that's why I was because I saw her on the show and I was like and then I went followed her on Instagram and I was like, "Oh, her hair looks so good on her Instagram." I don't know what they're doing to her on the show, but I didn't know like, I didn't wanna comment on something I don't do myself, so I was like, I don't know if that's how she likes it, that's what she wants, or if that's the show fucking up her hair, so it's probably the
It's the
show.
show fucking up her hair for sure.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why they got this? I get it, because her dad's supposed to be black, and you want to hone in on the fact that she's biracial, but like I feel like
Mhm.
her natural hair or a less kinky texture would have definitely given that too, that she is biracial. Like,
And I do feel like that was, like, a social media commentary about her hair because she wore it straight, I think, for the first season or 2,
yeah,
right?
mm-hmm,
And so
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I do think people were talking about it, and so that's why when you Google "Diana Tell Me Lies," the first thing that comes up is Diana Tell Me Lies wig. So it's definitely a hot topic, and the first Reddit post I see is, "Why are they making her wear this wig?" So not a hot take. Obviously, people are
Yeah,
all wondering the same thing, like, what is going on? So
yeah.
justice for Diana
Justice for Diana, yeah, and
in
her
many
hair.
ways.
Yeah,
So
because it's like at this point, what is going to happen? What is Steven going to do? We see her very visibly being scared of him. She tells Pippa
mhm.
she's scared of him. And now we know he has now this huge thing he's holding over not only Lucy now, but now Diana.
Okay, I think I missed something because who was Steven looking up on, like, Facebook? Katie Parker. Who the hell is that?
That was the other girl that Chris assaulted.
Oh, okay, that's her name. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
my eyes don't Oh, speaking of my eyes not working good, okay, that was my one question. My other question is, what the hell did Lucy sit on? I couldn't see
Oh my
that
god, I
close.
couldn't see. Okay, that's so funny because I was like, the TV is kind of far from like my bed.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my god, like I can't see what she sat on. I don't know if it was like a pair of scissors, but something that cut her. But I literally was
Mhm.
like, do I need to get new glasses? Because I couldn't see either. Like I had to pause and
No.
like get closer to the TV, but I think it was scissors.
They're obviously making it a big plot point because we see her later on, like, it looks like it's infected or something.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, something's gonna happen with it being infected and it being,
Mhm.
yeah.
What did she I think we need to know what the hell she sat on for it to make sense. Because 'cause I'm like, they need to work on their zooming skills because
Yeah.
whatever unless it doesn't matter, but I'm like, I feel like it's important to
No,
the
it's
story, and
definitely going to matter. That's exactly why they're honing in on it. You're right. And what's so funny is I've been seeing TikToks all on the internet about how dark the shooting is, like where people like joke, like, because you can't see a lot of the scenes. Like, you either have to like
No.
get up really close, turn like, cover your lights, turn them off. Like, it's hard to see when your room is well lit because they have a lot of
Uh-huh.
really dark scenes. So
Okay, I'm not seeing any discourse online, so are we the only 2 blind people?
I think if we were to rewatch it, it's very obvious what she sat on. I didn't
I
think
even
at the time that it was that important. I was like, "Oh, she sat on something that cut her," you know?
Yeah, because I can't find anything online, and I looked as close as I could, and I couldn't tell what it was. It was, like, something black and round. I couldn't see what it was, though, so we're clearly
Yeah, well,
missing
that's
something very important, but I don't know
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, because now it's like a huge abrasion on her. Episode
Yeah,
for
like you
Lucy burns herself by sitting on her
oh.
curling iron.
Oh,
It's
it's
a
a
burn. It's a
burn.
burn,
Okay,
yeah.
see, I really didn't know what the
In
hell
Tell
was
Me
going on
Lies,
then.
season 3, episode 4, Lucy burns herself by sitting on a curling iron. Context: this incident occurs during a tumultuous time for her character following her involvement in a false SA allegation and a toxic, shame fueled relationship. Significance: the show notes this as a small moment amid a
Mhm.
larger storyline focusing on her self destructive behavior and trauma.
So it's just supposed to symbolize the fact that she likes hurting herself, basically?
I
I don't
think
know, it looks
so.
infected to me. So, I hope
Yeah. Or maybe
yeah.
she's gonna start self-harming in future episodes. She
Oh,
might, that might be
I
like
hope
a
not.
foreshadowing for that because she obviously is now. We see her with this guy, what's his name? Alex, and she's
Mm.
like into self-humiliation.
I can't help but laugh when Alex is on. I just think the whole shtick is so silly. Like, he's supposed to be such a bad boy. I don't care about nobody. It's,
Yeah, like
like,
supposed to be like this
so
hot
corny.
bad boy Johnny Depp vibe. He's not giving that at
It
all, but
reminds me I don't know if anyone listening that watches Seinfeld, but there's this one part where, like, Elaine's, employee starts dating George, and Elaine doesn't want her to date him, so she's, like, says he's a bad boy, and he, like, starts pretending he's a bad boy, and he, like, wears this, like, Letterman jacket, but he's, like, this old bald guy that has not one scary thing about him, but it's just that's what it's giving to me. It's like he's trying
okay.
to be like, "I'm so tough, and I don't
So I don't
care."
care. I just,
Like Stephen
everything's
Light, right?
casual. Like everything's just so casual.
Yeah, but
It's like,
they're having a good time in the
yeah.
car.
Yeah.
So,
So I
it's
think it's
working for
like now
Lucy.
this like self humiliation that she's into now, right? Like we see her down talking herself during intercourse
Mhm.
with him, and then we see it again. I think he was telling her to say it in a sense of like, I'm sorry, like I'm a sorry bitch, And so
Mhm.
now we're seeing this develop in Lucy's character. The guy at the bar that she apologized to, who the fuck was that? And why don't I remember him?
She's with him in present day, remember? Max?
Oh, is that him? You see?
Yeah,
Like I'm done. There's so many
there's too many
characters. There's
characters.
too many characters to keep up with because I was like, wait, is this the bar owner that Steven just approached the other
Yeah,
night? No,
yeah,
that's the bar owner.
yeah, and
Oh, see?
so I
It is the same guy.
yeah, and I guess it's just to tie him through because I did wonder when we saw at whenever it was that they showed that Lucy's with him in 2015. I was like, how did that happen? Because they left off when he was like a nothing character. So I'm like, oh, he's
Right.
back. So I guess they're
Okay.
trying to show like how they start talking again,
Rekindled.
or
Yeah, because you
Mhm.
can definitely see once she apologized, he had a little twinkle in his eye. Like he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
wow." Ashley, my
But
memory
also
sucks because I don't even remember what she did to him. Like, I know it was in a previous season. I don't even remember what she did to Max. Like,
there's just so much happening. I think I don't even remember either. Like I remember the Christmas meetup, and then I think she just went back to Steven, right? Like I don't think she did anything too bad to him.
she
He
made
called
it
her
like she
immature, remember?
yeah, she
That
made
was
it
that
seem
the
like
last
she
interaction?
really shit on him. So you guys let us
Yeah.
know in the comments if you remember what exactly Lucy did to Max, because I don't fucking remember.
Something else unbelievable in this episode was Lucy ordering rosé. I don't think rosé was a thing in 2009. I feel like that popped up like 2015-ish, rosé all day. Those
Or maybe it didn't get popular till maybe it
Yeah.
was around, but it got really
I just
popular.
Do you know, were people ordering rosé around you back in 2009?
Bitch,
Because I just feel like we weren't.
I don't know. I feel like bitches was drinking Carlos Rossi in 20. They was drinking wine out of a box. Like, I don't know.
Do you know when I was drinking Kahlua mudslides? That's what I was drinking. It's so
Oh,
embarrassing.
I don't know what the hell. I've never been a drinker. Like, I don't drink now, current day. And I've
Mhm.
never been like a drinker. So I don't know what
Okay,
the
it
hell.
it says the 2010s is when it started becoming popular.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, I feel like 2009 was a little early, but I could be wrong. Let me know
Okay.
if you were around drinking in 2009 like us. Were you
Mm,
drinking rosé? Because I feel like it was way later. It was like after Instagram became popular. But
yeah. Yeah. And we
like, I
see
mean, college kids aren't ordering wine as it is, right? So,
I don't
anyways,
know. I would think they're
small note.
ordering shots, but we see Bree have an interaction with Oliver this episode. What the fuck
I
was that about? And Marianne made her return because what the hell was she doing? There's so much going on.
I really feel like Oliver's character should have been left in season 2
Same.
after the briefing.
Same.
I feel like this is the writer or the showrunner, Megan, that's her husband, and she's just trying to give him a job at this point. I think she's just trying to keep him employed at this point. I mean, I guess we do have the new girl that he's sleeping with. She wasn't in this episode, though, right? Amanda.
Yeah, but that can't be his main plot hole is that he just banging all the damn college girls. Like that's such a creepy role. But you're right, his
And
character really could have died off.
And I feel like it's so silly because why isn't Bree just telling the school on him? It'd be such a simple problem solver. Like I feel like he would be fired for that. It's super inappropriate and illegal. Not illegal, but like we said,
Frowned
not frowned
upon.
upon. It's action. I think it's worse than that. I think I don't think professors are allowed to sleep with current
Yeah,
students,
I
and
think they can
especially
yeah.
47 and 18, 19, whatever the freshman is, like that's gross. So why is she not just going to the dean? Because she obviously lied to him and said she did and he knew she didn't. What is stopping her from doing that? She just doesn't want to be embarrassed?
I don't know. I think it's like because she still has feelings for him. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
I'm gathering. Like and then it's like, what was that? Like he was trying to get in her head and say that she's needy and that she's like, what the fuck? That was just him
I
being
think
manipulative.
Yeah, well, I think he knew when she said, "I told the dean," that, like, she's considering telling the dean, and he's trying to, like, mess with her head and be like, "Yeah, you're pathetic, so that's why you would, like, tell on me, whereas, like, prove to me that you're not and that you're confident you're just gonna go on with your life, right, and not
Mm,
care. You're not gonna let this
mm,
get to you." He's just trying to mess with her, but,
okay.
yeah, I could do without seeing him, but I think with this new character, Amanda, obviously, people are guessing that something dark will happen there, so
Mm,
I don't know. I could do without him, but
yeah,
he's still
same.
around, so
Still
he's
around.
still creeping around.
Still creeping around. And
And Marianne too.
obviously we see this lie that Lucy, like, obviously Steven was looking up Kate and started that Facebook group because he wants buzz and chatter around this essay so that
Mhm.
when he does drop the bomb or drop the video that Lucy's lying, everybody knows about it, right? Because right
Yeah.
now, the only very few people know about the lie, but in order to
Mhm.
really, really ruin her life, he needs everyone in the school to know that she's making
Mhm.
these allegations and then boom, she lied about it, you know?
And I don't know why at this point she doesn't just say it happened to my friend. She doesn't want to come forward. I tried to help her, but I realize it's gonna make it look worse. And if people want to choose to believe or not believe that, that's fine. But I don't think she can continue on with this "it was me" story that she's
Yeah,
like, I
but
just
it
don't want to talk about it.
seems like Pippa is not open to that. Like,
Which I mean, I understand, but I also feel like she kind of has to come to Lucy's defense at this
oh,
point, no?
yeah, like
Yeah.
I took the hit for you, and now it's like spreading like wildfire. But you see
Mhm.
Pippa when Bree found out about it, Pippa was still like basically like, yeah, go with the lie.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, we're just gonna keep this on Lucy. But I do think that if Lucy told Pippa, like, look, girl, I told Steven about the lie. He has me on
Mhm.
video. Like, he's literally, I think Pippa would be like, fuck Steven. I will
Yeah.
say it's me, because it did happen. But it's still
Mhm.
crazy for her to like lie and say it was her. I get what the intent was behind it, but it's just still
Mhm.
such a terrible lie.
Yeah, I agree, and obviously, Steven's pissed that his sister's not talking to him, and that's what makes him mad at Lucy and do the Facebook group and really wanna get her back for that, so, I
And
mean,
Evan and the Evan stuff.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, he needs to let that go, but we see in 2015 he still hasn't let it go, so it's not
Oh,
happening
but
anytime soon.
it's like, okay, in what universe? Okay, just like if you found out that one of your bridesmaids slept with your husband on the day of your wedding 8 years ago, would that stop you
Mhm.
from saying yes?
No, and especially because we see that probably Bree's not even in love with Evan, so she doesn't give a shit. She's like, "Whatever, we're all sleeping with each other. It's not really a
Yeah,
big
like
deal."
and like he did to me what I did to him, but
Mhm.
also Bree already forgave him for cheating. Like, I already knew you cheated on me. I didn't know who with, but I already
Mhm.
forgave you for the cheating. So it's really crazy that Steven held onto this bullet for 8 years thinking it was gonna be like this massive bomb that he dropped. And it's like
Mhm. And now he's looking for a new bomb
a
to
new bomb.
drop.
He found it. He done
Yeah,
found it. Like he should have went through the pictures and the text messages. You're going through the wrong thing, sir. You're going through the call log. But
but it's so silly because it's like what does he even have against Wrigley and Bree? Like, well, they've never done anything to him, so why does he even care about ruining their lives, you know?
he doesn't care about ruining their lives. He cares about ruining Evan and Lucy's
Yeah.
life. So
Yeah,
that
that's true.
now this is against Evan. This is against
Mhm.
Evan. Now I have something that will hurt Evan
Yeah. And I don't even know why he's engaged to this Lydia girl. That's just
to spite Lucy.
mhm.
Like,
But
he's
I
a
mean, what's
long-term
Lydia thinking?
spiteful bit. Like, he's a long-term spite. Like, he's going for the long haul. But the thing is
Yeah.
like, if you're gonna hold on to something for 8 years, you gotta have something good. Like, it's like
Mhm.
Bree needed to have fucked Evan's dad or like, or,
Yeah.
something like that. Like, Evan had to have like, done something super diabolical for her to cut off the wedding. So it wasn't the bomb he wanted it to be. So
No, he tried. He
he
tried.
tried.
But my favorite part again is the music. I don't even know what song they had on Oaks. We see Diana and Pippa hook up in this
Mhm.
episode.
Mhm.
And I don't even know what song that was, but it brought back memories. Like I don't even remember. It's just the music choices are really good.
It's so
The
interesting that you say that because it's like I
mhm.
don't even remember a song playing when they were hooking up. So it's really crazy like
Yeah,
how
no, I
some
love the
people
music.
really pay attention to the music and some people don't because I didn't even hear a fucking
Me
song. I was like, "Ooh, spicy."
me music. Well, and I do put my headphones in, so that might help. But
Oh.
no, I love music. That's my favorite part. So Fade Into Me they had in this episode as well, which is like a 90s song. So
Mm.
I don't know if that would have been a choice for a wedding dance. That's what Brian
Evan
Evan
would?
had.
Okay.
Yeah. But could have been a good song regardless. But yeah, that's one of my favorite parts of this. The believability, that's not a word, but sometimes the plots are a little like, okay, but you just have to suspend that and just go with it
Yeah.
because it's so diabolical.
Yeah, it is. It's getting crazy. I'm like, well, now what is Steven gonna do with this? What's he gonna do to Diana? What's he gonna do with
Yeah.
this Lucy video? And what is he gonna do with this new information about Bree and Wrigley? And also, what the fuck happened with Brienne Wrigley? Like, where is this? How did this happen? Well, we're kind of
And
slowly seeing how it happened, but like, how deep did it get, and how long did it go on for?
I definitely think in 2015 we're gonna see Diana's child pop up. I kind of feel like that's gonna happen.
Oh,
That's what I was waiting for this
wow.
episode. I think I mean, I don't know why she would do that because it's Steven, but I just have this feeling that, like, the
Oh,
baby's
I
still here.
that didn't even cross my fucking mind. That did not
Yeah,
even cross my mind. But okay, all right.
I feel like next episode, watch my psychic abilities are gonna be like the baby. But also, I'm wondering, with, Diana and Pippa, obviously, they started hooking up 2009. That's a long time to keep that a secret too,
Right,
right?
because it's
So
still a secret, right? At the wedding, they're still sneaking
that was
and
the first time I think that they came somewhere publicly, so
but she
yeah.
still, like, went somewhere and came home to Diana. They're still not, like, at the wedding as a date, right? Or
I think they
together.
went I know there was a part where Diana came in and they kissed, and I don't know if everybody saw, but I know some people did. So
Oh,
not there was the first whatever event was, she didn't go to that, but then she came and met her after. So I'm pretty sure it's out now, but yeah, 6 years. If they've been together this whole time, that's a long time to keep that a secret, and if she has
yeah.
a child with Steven,
Oh, man. Okay,
that's a
yeah,
whole
there's a
lot.
lot of plot holes that we need some fucking answers to, so they better answer every single last one of them.
Yes, we got notes, pages of notes. We were not gonna forget about any of these stories. So,
Right.
yeah, I don't see any way they could actually end it this season, but we'll see.
No, me neither.
There's too much going on, and it's so popular that I don't see them doing that. I hate
And like
having to
I said,
wait.
they started a podcast. Like, I just don't see them doing that just for one season. I don't know.
Mhm. And because I watched the first 2 seasons when the whole season was out, so I could just keep going, and now I gotta wait for the next episode, which is so annoying, but I do like it. It, like, builds the suspense, and we
For
have
sure.
time to cover it and talk about it and put our theories. So, let us know your theories. What do you think's gonna happen? And, yeah, any other thoughts?
Nope, I think we got it all.
Alright, well, we'll be back to do our Bravo Day. We have Love is Blind Germany out and our deep dive, Kyle Cook, coming on Friday, so we will see you guys next time.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.